We've all seen the rise in supply chain attacks over recent months, and they often involve GitHub Actions. In this video, I'm going to show you possibly the simplest way to protect your Actions workflows, which is to use Chainguard Actions. Now, Chainguard Actions is a large library of commonly used actions that have all been run through a hardening process to ensure they are safe to use. Porting workflows to use Chainguard Actions is really straightforward, especially if you use our AI skill, which I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So we have a simple demo project here. All we have is a Docker file, and all it's going to do is install Cowsay and run Cowsay. Now, we also have a GitHub workflow here. And it's a very simple workflow. All we're doing is installing Cosign, installing BuildX, logging into GitHub Container Registry, and signing the image. There is some work with extracting metadata for labels and running attestations, and then signing with the GitHub OIDC token with Cosign. And that's why you need this line up here for the ID token right, so you can sign later. Now, these are all using like Sigstore, Cosign, Docker, sort of BuildX. So it's using the normal marketplace actions. Some of them are pinned to digest, some of them aren't. And now let's run it in Claude and using a CG action skill and see what it makes of it. So we're going to jump to the terminal now. So we have the GitHub repo checked out into this directory, and we're just going to run Claude. And now we're just going to run the CG action skill that I've already installed. In the video I'll link notes as to how you can get access to it. And we're going to say audit. So it has two functions. One is audit and one is migrate. And we're going to start with an audit. Okay, so we've got some results here. So it wants to migrate 5 of these actions. And one of them we don't currently have in the Chainguard Actions repo, although we are working on it. And it says it can swap them now. So to generate the swaps, we can just do CG Actions migrate. Picked up version gaps. So like if I've been in an old version of an action here and the Chainguard Actions was going to move me to a newer version, it would have warned about that. And it's asking me if I want issues and PRs only, or tracking issue only. I just want the PRs, we don't want any issues. Do you want to keep the same major? I actually want to get the latest version, I think. It can also take a look at the permissions policy and add Chainguard's actions. So some people may have locked down what actions are allowed to run to an organization or to GitHub, for example. That isn't the case for this repo, so I'm just going to skip it. And we can submit our answers. Okay, so that's it, done the work, and it's ready to create the PR. One thing to look at, and you might want to change, is the versioning. So in cases where we've had a specific version like v4.1.0, it's used that exact same version. But we have gone from pinned digests to exact versions. So you might want to change that. And we could just ask Claude to do that. In this case, I'm happy just to use the exact versions like 4.1.0. So I'm going to tell it to create the PR. Please go ahead with the PR. Okay, so that's it. Open the PR, and we'll jump over and take a look. So here we are back on the repository. We can look at our pull requests, Harden GitHub Actions with Chainguard. And you see you get some details on exactly what it's done and what it's changed. And nothing too surprising there. So I'm just going to go ahead and merge it. And then we'll take a look at actions. And what I'm expecting is that this will run identically to the version before. So let's take a look. There I can see it's building the image. Sign the image and cleaning up. And we're all done. So that looks like it's completed successfully. There we go. And if we jump back to here, we can also see in packages that it has just created and published our container image. And that's it. In a few minutes, we've successfully migrated our workflow to use hardened versions of actions that are immune to tag hijacking and have been checked for common vulnerabilities like script injection or pull request target abuse. Now, as well as being really straightforward, there was no functional difference to the new actions. So everything works exactly the same as before. We've gained security, but we haven't had to give anything up. As ever, please take a look and let me know what you think.